Classic.
What a start to the show!
What are the chances of that? Is that a bad
Perfect
omen
timing.
or a good omen?
That is a ghost.
That is
a ghost.
the embodiment of Cowboys CanFan tearing shit up.
Man, that's funny. So we have a poster of us up in the background that Boots Eric Serrato brought, who we are going to introduce here in a second. And as soon as we went live, it fell off the wall. And it's been up there for, I'd say, a half hour.
Yeah, at least.
It's dusty because I don't want to admit there's a ghost in here.
No. It's the walls are definitely dusty.
The walls are dusty.
There were some doors being slammed.
Yeah, there was some doors slammed earlier.
I will say I love what you guys have done with the place since the last show. It looks
Hey,
totally
we brought in our interior
Oops.
We brought in our interior decorator, Boots, bought G on the ground here. So
That's right.
Before we get into anything, we have Eric, Boots on the ground, Serrato up in the Hizze, was here for camp last year, and we kind of have a little bit of shit. Thank you. And he brings this fine bottle of tequila. What is this, Boots?
In honor of the Dallas Cowboys, we went with Clase Azul. It's one of the finest reposados Mexico has produced. And we couldn't find any Screech down here, so it's the next best thing.
So we always start off a live show with
Hey-o!
doing a couple tequila shots. So if you want to dish us up there,
you know I do.
Bot G,
You know I
because
do.
you always pour it the best.
That's right.
And as we're doing that, we got Bandwagon Boy 2 getting his stuff ready. He's shooting out the bat signal. Bandwagon Boy 1 over there on the main computer. He's been running around like a maniac for the last, I'd say, 3 or 4 hours, just getting everything going and keeping the ship afloat. So, but we're all feeling good, guys. Day 2 in Oxnard, day 1 of Cowboys CanFan at camp.
I'll come over there.
Everything was good so far, and we're gonna get into it after these nice tequila shots.
Yeah, I just got to get one more link, and then I'm going to hop right into that shot with you boys.
Brother Aiden says, great hat.
The Oxnard ones.
This one right here.
Yours? The one that you're
Yeah,
wearing?
I'm wearing it.
Another shout out to City of Oxnard hooking us up with these
Yeah.
hats.
Visit Oxnard, which I probably said that weird, right? I could tell it in my voice. Visit Oxnard? Is it Nard or Nerd?
I think it's Boots. How do you say Oxnard?
Oxnard?
Oxnard. That's how you do it.
So we're saying it right?
Yeah, it's the
Staying?
where we're
No,
staying.
not everybody. Me. I was having a problem saying it. Haname.
Waname.
Bandwagon Bob says, nice hat, ad, and so does Rach. Love the hat. And then Mike Dunn says, disgusting hat. So I don't know who Mike Dunn is. But Mike, you gone done yourself there, son. But thanks for subscribing.
I think Mike Dunn's one of those guys that doesn't have anyone that loves him.
Well, you know what, Mike? We love you.
Hey, to
And-
Mike.
To Mike.
This is to Mike.
Hey.
This is to Mike and Ad's disgusting hat that I have the replica hat.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, shoot him if you got him.
Shoot him if you boot him.
Mike, you're not...
Shoot him if you boot him. Shoot him if you boots
Boots
him.
him.
Shoot if you boots him.
Woo! Delicious.
Oodalottie. Oodalottie.
Let's go, baby.
That wakes you up.
That gets you moving
that
like
gets something in
Cavante
ya.
Turpin.
It does.
Woohoo! Wee!
Speaking of K. Turpin, he had a... Oh no, I'm thinking Tolbert again, and I did that out on the field.
No, you did that on the post show when you were asking. You almost said Turpin, and then you're like, who is it? And then you Torpin sketch. Yeah.
But I've just been confusing those two guys, and I don't know why. They don't look the same. They don't have the close to the same number. But
You also haven't been sober for 48 hours?
That is true.
What else is gonna?
I've been keeping that going. Yeah, I mean, exactly. I don't know if that's an excuse, but
Before we get into the highs and lows of camp, I just want to ask one player from everybody
sure.
and we're going to start off with BWB1 because he's been busting his ass so much.
He always goes last too. So.
He usually goes last, so I like to get Ad in there.
Hey, you know what? Have some chocolate.
No way.
The mushroom or the
Totally have some chocolate.
No.
the golden ticket doesn't want any mushroom.
Sometimes it happens where I.
Okay, don't say that. You don't want. Okay, say.
But I will say this on this one. If we're talking about one person, I'm gonna have to say not so bland
Fucking
Okay.
guy.
Yeah.
because
yeah,
I knew that's where you guys were.
No,
Gonna
I'm
go.
saying
That's why you
not
get
so
to go
bland. I'm
first.
saying fucking guy, not so
Great
bland.
guy.
I'm saying that in like a great
Oh, in
way.
a good way.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't saying to add. I was saying not so
so
bland.
far, my
yeah.
player of the camp today was.
Crack him if you got him. That's the first crack him.
That's the first crack 'em. I pre-cracked mine.
Same. I had to pre-crack him. Okay, Ad. Well, give us some reasons. Not so bland was your player of the practice. How come?
Well, when you look at what the cornerbacks on the Cowboys are up against by not making anybody's top 10 list, coming into camp and being able to shut down arguably a very solid Cowboys offense, he was just all over the place. He was shutting down receivers. He was in offensive players' faces today. He just was showing up. Out of all the players outside of the, I don't want to say the.
Don't
the
you
name.
get one name?
I know.
You already took mine and Boots' pick.
That's true. I'm trying to go right now.
Yeah, you already took our pick.
I got one.
So you can't introduce another player.
So I think like we saw Diggs in pads today, but not practicing in scrims or anything like that.
This is his.
So like it to me it was a solid show out for
Not So Bland.
for Not So Bland.
Yeah.
And he wasn't so bland at all.
Boots on the ground.
Well, since he took my original pick, I think Wilson just looked like he's already on regular season form already. He's ready to go. He's ready to hurt some people. And I think that's going to set the tone for this defense. I was trying to look for Micah because I was hoping, Micah's normally the go-to. And I know you guys saw him, but he didn't really stand out to me today. I felt Donovan Wilson and, of course, Deron Bland had some really good plays. And if anyone I saw running around the field, I already gave you one, but I'll let you guys continue.
To be hitting. Running back was coming across the middle. I didn't catch what number it was. And Donald Dubb laid the wood. He popped him, forced a fumble. And I don't mind seeing that kind of stuff. It was a clean hit. Both players were ready for it. Donald Dubb was just the hammer bringer. Yeah. And you'd love to see that early on because last season it really hurt his beginning of the season. Yeah. So to see him making plays early and often in training camp, I think that's going to bode really well for his start of the season.
And you know what? That deserves a crack him if you got him.
Crack him if you got him.
Except this time, I'm going to pour it into this nice little Dallas Cowboys training camp 2024 given to us by the city of Oxnard.
That's right.
Shout out.
Visit Oxnard.com.
Visit Oxnard.
That's right.
AJ, who was your guy?
Rico Dowdle, man. He was not getting necessarily the primary amount of touches, but I think all the running backs were getting a little bit of the mix. Even Davis was in there, and he stood out for the times that I saw. When he was getting the ball, I was like, oh, who is that? Oh, that's Rico. So I think that's what you're really looking for at these camps. It's like you were mentioning, Eric, Parsons was out there, but there was no play where, at least for what we were watching, that he stood out. And so that's what you're looking for, is players that actually stand out, that you remember, that you see like making plays over and over.
A memorable play of
memorable play. Yeah.
That's a good segue into, and this isn't even my player. I'm surprised you guys didn't pick it, so I'm going to give an honorable mention, and I think he could have been picked by all of us. Jalen Tolbert.
Yes.
Yeah. Jalen Tolbert had 2 touchdowns in 7-on-7 drills. He had a beauty. He burned a safety. He burned Malik Hooker, and I don't know if it was Not So Bland covering him, but he had a throw over the top. Beauty. We had a beauty view of it. Like, we had an amazing shot of it. His guy, Dak, placed it perfectly over the top. And then he also had one that he kind of scrambled, and you weren't sure if it was inbounds or out of bounds, but had its turn down.
I know, I gotta get off of it because I think it's fucking our connection up.
Okay, so then the other guy that, my pick, so Jalen Tolbert I'm surprised no one picked him. I'm still not gonna pick him.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give him a shout out because he had 2 nice picks, or 2 nice plays. My guy was Dak Prescott. People don't give Dak Prescott enough love because you get so used to him throwing those dimes. But if you look at the quarterback play of Cooper Rush and Trey Lance compared to Dak Prescott, if you take Dak Prescott out of that equation, you have such a shitty quarterback room. And he killed it today. Dak Prescott looked calm, cool, and collective. And he, in his sections of plays where it was 7-on-7, 11-on-11, and in just the 1-on-1s, he was hitting receivers all day.
I did notice that in the 7-on-7 and 11-on... Did they do 11-on-11?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, 11-on-11. That he was the only quarterback who was going for those deep. More of like checkdowns. I didn't see them really taking shots. And maybe that's like, Dak can take those risks, so he's got that extra confidence, whereas Lance and Cooper, they both want to minimize any sort of like bad throws. So the easy checkdowns are the
and even
safe
then,
ones.
Dak was throwing dimes. I mean, he was throwing accurate passes down the field. It's not like other camps where we've seen him like miss the receiver by a long shot or even throw out of bounds. We had a couple of guys, even what do you call it when they trapeze and they walk the line and they're just catching it and they're making these acrobatic catches today. That was fun to watch.
Sideline catches, yeah.
Speaking about Dak, also too as well, he just, without CeeDee Lamb, he's doing this.
That's true.
So to see guys getting open and scoring touchdowns and beating coverages, and guys like Jalen Tolbert that we're really expecting a lot this year in the wide receiver 3 position, maybe he ends up battling for Cooks to get wide receiver 2. But to see Dak have the type of practice he had today without one of the best wide receivers in the NFL is impressive.
You know, that's the silver lining behind this whole thing. Everyone's talking about, hey, CD's not in camp. When is he going to get that deal? Blah, blah, blah. But with him not being present, all these other wide receivers are getting an opportunity to actually show out and catch the ball. So all these guys like Jalen Cropper, Tolbert, Brooks that normally wouldn't get the ball, now they're seeing catches. They're seeing targets that they wouldn't get if CD was there. So, I mean, this is...
I think you did mention him, but Brandon Cooks did have... he was doing a lot of deep runs, and there was one fun play where I think it was Rico Dowdle maybe who was... the defense stops before the offense does here, right? Like that. The offense will always run the ball.
The offense scored 105 touchdowns.
Yeah,
today,
exactly.
Essentially, because the guys always run it to the end zone.
Yeah, they always run. So, but it was funny. We had Cooks like kind of running down and blocking. Like they were just having fun.
Deron Bland,
Yeah.
He had blocking Deron Bland for Zeke. Zeke was running
Yeah,
down
it was
for a
Zeke. It was
touchdown.
for like 30 yards.
He had 30 yards down the
just
field.
a little bit of a
that was
funny
a good
scene,
one.
so.
But I just wanted to see who you guys thought the player of the day was. There was a bunch. There really was.
Look,
Not so bland,
you
though.
know what? I would say like last season, and it might have been the environment. Look, we got to give it out to Visit Oxnard. They set us up in the right place.
Yeah, they did.
But that aside, I think like last year definitely was more concerning when you think, and it turned out to not be really a concern when we saw like how that kicking scenario was breaking down. We had two guys, I think, that collectively made two field goals out of like 14 or 15 kicks. So that was like, but there was also just some other, didn't feel as positive as today was.
Well, that's actually a good. We talked about this, Boots and I, when we were there today. We got to give Brandon Aubrey pretty bad.
Should we apologize to him again?
We're
right
sorry,
now?
Brandon Aubrey.
Sorry, Brandon Aubrey.
And
I'm
this
so
one's
sorry.
for you.
You know what, Brendan? I'm not sorry.
Crack him if you got him.
Crack him if you got him. Crack him if you got
Sorry,
him.
not sorry?
I'm not
Elaborate.
sorry. Well, because we were harsh on him when we needed to be harsh. We didn't lie to his face.
True.
We told him he was shit, and then he pulled up his bootstraps for the rest of the season.
So you're saying he heard us and then just went into the lab and worked on himself, came back the next day and became the Pro Bowler?
Came back with
today?
bionic leg.
I think he responds to a little bit of that hard love.
So CanFan is responsible for the success that is Brandon Aubrey?
I mean, that's just what the data is kind of correlating.
Stats
with.
don't lie.
That's all.
Stats don't lie.
What was the TSN turning point when CanFan left
Yep.
that practice and we said the kicker was not on the Dallas Cowboys?
That night when we did an entire podcast talking about it.
Yeah, we did. Boots
Well,
was
they
there. That was like a
release
year. That was like a
Tristan
year.
Vizcarro.
They
that
did.
day.
That was like a year ago today.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Rolando Rodriguez is in chat, says, Cowboys CanFan, what's up from Texas? Saw you guys in training
Row.
camp. Did you have to pay $290 for the VIP seats? Bunch of emojis. Cheers, crack 'em if you got 'em. Go Cowboys.
Crack him if you got him, Rondo.
You answer this one.
Yeah, so the city of Oxnard, Visit Oxnard, the residents in Marriott hooked us up with the VIP tickets and passes. Let me show you guys on there doing that. See that little...
Botgy.
Oh,
It's called the Wiggle.
well, we're not on camera. He doesn't not show us.
I'm showing you on camera.
There you are. You are now.
Bocce, don't you dare try to tell me how to do my job.
Bocce's watching the episode.
I'm
I
watching
know.
us.
You guys were streaming. You guys streaming this is tanking our internet here.
Well, no.
not
I switched to LTE.
Okay, good.
See? Don't tell me how to stream.
And I'm not on Wi-Fi.
Okay, good. Perfect. I
Exactly.
think that was messing us up.
Yeah, exactly.
In any case, so they hooked us up. VIP seats. You got good vantage. We talked a little bit about it on a post game that we'll have tomorrow morning. That'll launch. But when you're up at those seats, you don't know when you go to camp whether they're going to be on the close to the bleachers.
Well, they
or the
explained
fan
there's
side.
two fields.
There's two fields. So there's the fan side, like the regular general pop field side, and then there's the VIP fan experience side, and they kind of alternate between practices. So you kind of don't know what or where they're going to be. They don't really actually say where they're going to be scrimmaging.
Yeah.
So where we were, you can kind of get a good vantage point of both. So
It is a great vantage point for both.
I do hope they do the third, because right now, if you think about it, they're lining up to do Tuesday. They'd be on field, the left side field from where we were facing, right?
Right.
And then that would mean Thursday they'd be on the right side
I just think
field.
Thursday they're going to play to the
That's what I'm
fans.
thinking.
I
That's
think,
what I'm
Oh,
thinking.
they have to.
They
They
do.
do.
They're gonna play to the fans.
You know what? Last year when I came for that day, they actually had it going on both sides.
Oh, they went both.
Yeah, because think
Ones-
about it. You
because
got
there's so
ones
many.
and the twos, and you
Yeah.
can't. have them all waiting at the same time.
Oh, so they run both.
Yeah, so there
simultaneously.
was
Cool.
there was times where the Cowboys ones were going against the ones on that side, and sometimes it would flip flop, so it would go back and forth. You could never say, oh, the Cowboys won that day or the Rams won that day, because it was like ones against twos or ones against ones, twos against ones, so it would flip flop.
Adam's
But they
gonna
did
have
have it going on both sides. Yeah, and it's kind of crazy. We're gonna have to kind of pick. We might have to split up and be like, all right, you guys cover this field, we cover this field, because it was like nonstop action. I was in the stands last time, and it was really cool because like everyone would be like, oh my god, what a great catch over here, and as soon as that settles down, all of a sudden we're like, oh, look at that big hit on that side. So it was just nonstop. It's gonna be the best
three of us
day.
asking Ad if he got it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Did you get that shot? Did you get that shot?
Get it? Did you get it?
Just a scrimmage. We've been talking about a fight breaking out. Who do you think is the most likely to throw fists from the boys?
Fergie.
Ooh.
I think Fergie's
Fergs?
gonna throw.
Ferg? What about Brock?
That's kind of what my answer was leading
Brock
towards.
Hoffman.
I guess the linemen do get into it on the
Well,
end of the line.
they're hitting every play. Like the defense and offensive line,
They're gonna go hard.
they hit each other every single play. And you hit the same guy over and over again, and you got all that testosterone, and it's not like a regular game where you can get fined or kicked out. It's kind of, and you can build yourself up some street cred. I think Brock Hoffman could be a good selection, or maybe a Mozzie Smith.
Cowboys Chris is in the
Yes.
chat. He says Brock said him on the show.
I was just gonna bring that up too. Cowboy Chris, when they had Brock Hoffman on there,
He would say him.
He's most likely.
His answer was who's
He
most
is
likely to
him.
fight. Yeah.
That would, if he does stir a little nastiness up there, and think that's gonna boost his potential of securing that spot, because
you want guys with fight.
You want some nastiness, and even if it's means that the skill might not be on par, that nastiness can increase your skill because you add more ferocity.
Yeah, it's like a bonus.
And you know
It's a
what?
bonus.
If he
It's a boner
plays,
bonus. Yeah.
I think Tyler Guyton might get some of that. I mean, he was off to the side, but I think he's well by Thursday, and he's playing. You know how a lot of times people have that mentality, like you want to prove yourself, you pick the biggest mother effer on the other side, and you just lay it on him.
Yeah.
So
You
I
can say
think.
fuck.
Oh, I know we can't, but also I'm considering visit Oxnard and how good they are, and I want to make sure that they can share some of this content, or at least part of it. That's what I'm thinking,
Fair enough. Okay.
Those mother effers.
Yeah, exactly. So I think because of that, someone's going to see how big this guy is, and they're going to be like...
With
him.
Guyton?
Yeah. Someone's going to go at him, try to make a statement or something.
Because he's a big
Try
boy.
to make a name for himself, and then Guyton's going to slap him.
He
Yep.
is just as big as you think he is in person.
He looks-
seen him today, halfway across the field.
He's 6'8", right?
Massive human
6'7",
You know
6'8".
that scene in Troy when they bring out that big guy to fight Brad Pitt at the start, and he comes out and he's just way bigger than
That's
everyone.
him.
That's him. Except he wins. He beats.
Yeah, let's just hope that no one Brad Pitt's.
Michael Garrett.
Oh, no, Tyler Guyton goes for the Achilles immediately.
Yeah.
Who? Michael Garrett,
I don't know who you're talking about.
the defensive end for the.
Are we still in the same movie?
the Bears.
Michael
Michael
Parsons.
Who is the week one?
Miles
opponent?
Garrett.
Miles Garrett. Sorry, Miles Garrett, not the Bears. The Browns.
Browns.
Guys, I am.
If you don't know,
give me another shot.
If you don't-
give me another shot.
get him a shot.
Great question from chat, Rolando Rodriguez. Cowboys CanFan. Danny Dimes got into a fight today against the Lions. Do you think Dak will, LOL, go Cowboys? You think Dak's going to get
No,
dirty?
this is the difference. I don't think Dak should fight because Dak is a top 5 quarterback where Daniel Jones is fighting for his.
Fight for my life out here.
Yeah, like
He's a bottom 5.
right. Daniel Jones needs to. Dak Prescott's
Dimes
a
is
top.
71.
I don't want Dak Prescott to ever fight anybody.
Really
Daniel
quick,
Jones, let him knock himself out.
on this Monday Night Boost, shout out to brother Adrian and Nate. Big Nate, hey yo.
Yeah.
Nate Dogg, brother Adrian, love you guys.
Yeah, Danny Dimes, man. He's someone needs to teach him how to blink.
And, yeah, he always looks like he's seen that ghost that keeps ripping down our shit.
I love playing against him though. Oh,
it's so nice,
Circle
man.
that W
It's
right
like,
away.
you guys
You
don't
can.
recognize me? I was a little kid in The Sixth Sense. I see dead people.
Haley Joel Osment.
You're Haley Joel Osment?
I feel like DeMarcus Lawrence sees New York Giants on the schedule and he's just like,
Oh,
licking his
man.
chops.
Stat game.
So happy. Yeah, exactly.
Stat game.
Other things today that kind of tickled your fancy. I'm gonna go ahead and say that the food was really nice.
Yeah, the food
in the
that we
VIP section, right?
In the VIP.
In the VIP
in
section.
the VIP section. We hate to keep rubbing it in that we're in the VIP section, but
Wait,
They get such
were
a
you
good-
in the VIP section?
we were in the VIP section.
Are you in the VIP section?
We were in the VIP section.
Wait, VIP as in VIP? Just want to make that
That's
clear
it.
to the fans out there.
Capitals too.
Okay.
Capital VIP.
I just like to say if you have an opportunity in life, you need to experience experience
VIP
it fully. VIP Life. If you got a chance at VIP Life, you got to experience it fully because there's people out there who want that VIP Life, and they would take advantage of it. So you're only doing everyone else in the world a disservice.
They were looking at us funny though when we all took our socks off and just had our feet up and.
Like we're on an airplane. Actually,
and I started. That's
disgusting. I don't do
disgusting.
socks off on an airplane.
Wait, what? It's disgusting because of the shit that's on the carpet
If somebody else
and ground.
beside me took their socks off on an airplane.
But what if I got on the
take
plane
shoes
wearing
off.
sandals?
No, that's fine.
That's fine. I mean,
And then I take my sandals off.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, but keep
It's already
you don't
open
have
toe.
your feet were
keep your
your
dogs
feet.
tucked underneath the
But
seat.
if you were sitting there with your feet in your sweaty ass shoes with your sweaty ass socks off, and then you take all that off, that's gross to me.
So like
Salt.
clipping my toenails like I did on Sunday was a no-go.
On the plane?
Hey, you guys, we're missing the biggest thing. Here we are sucking VIP's dick, but we forgot the biggest thing. How many times did we get shut out today about our Oxnard training camp video that we made?
Oh, yeah.
There were so many people today that were like,
dude.
"Hey, I watched your guys' camp video."
Hey,
that to me was the highlight of the day.
Shout out to Matthew and Freddie, who Freddie came all the way from Sweden
To see us.
to see
Sweden.
us. And then while she was here, she also checked out the Dallas Cowboys.
Like,
I think it was Jalen Brooks or Princeton
When they got to meet
Van.
with Anthony Bess.
Anthony Best. Yes, it was probably the highlight. It's the highlight of my day, obviously.
Yeah. But those
But
random,
that was really cool to
those,
me.
Those random dudes that were behind on the
Yes.
sideline.
Well, I got all salty because they left me out of it.
Well,
They're like, I know you from that video, and I was like, I was in it too. What the,
Wasn't it too?
luckily, I had the stash.
Yeah, without stash, you're not
stash,
getting
no.
recognized.
me
We'll get back to Cowboy stuff after we're done jerking ourselves off. But the funniest thing about that interaction is, as we were walking, I could see them like going like this to each other, and I was like, they recognize something. They're about to say something, and then crack them if you got it.
Crack him if you got him.
And then they talked about ad.
Hey, Chris just said, how is Russian AJ today?
Russian?
I sent Chris the video of you on the couch. I said, there's this random Russian guy in our Airbnb. Oh, the one when you were sitting there talking in a Russian. He probably doesn't even remember that.
He does. He doesn't. With his shirt off, talking.
You're gonna have to show him a video of it or something.
I will let it slide. I know what Botg is doing here right now. He's trying to take the people's champ.
He is trying to take the people's champ.
Okay. But when I'm with Boots, I have no problem playing the backseat to Botg being the
Why? No.
No, I like the fact bringing you around and having you talk to people and do it like that. It's awesome.
That's what I do.
Are too busy
I'm watching Boots.
Yeah. So
you doing?
hey,
I love people.
Yeah, no, dude.
It's what I do.
I
If
just-
people want to say hi to me, take pictures, and ask for an autograph, I'll do it. I'm not gonna
and
say
if you
no.
lived in Canada with us, you would absolutely be the guy on the couch doing the chat. I would have no business doing chat.
You know what?
He has
Honestly,
talked
though,
about moving to Canada.
I was talking about it earlier about how like I started watching CanFan when it was just Ant by himself on a laptop in the kitchen,
At a kitchen. Yeah.
and now we're here, amazing. And then you added the bandwagon boys, and it was just like a force multiplier. Yes, they're touching,
Look at
they're
that
holding
hand
hands.
touching. The
Hand
hand touching
holding.
across the table.
And one of the things that has made us number 3 podcast in the world for all you keeping track out there is the fan interaction. The fan interaction was what got us to connect to begin with. And there's a lot of shows out there, and they're all great, fantastic shows. But when you're allowed to communicate and you chat, and then they actually, they read the chat and they answer your question, you engage with them, and it just takes it to a whole other levels. And there's shows that are getting paid by the Dallas Cowboys. They're fantastic shows. I watch all of them. But you really, you might get lucky and send a question.
There's a
they might read
disconnect.
it, but there's a huge disconnect. And on this show, it's something that you don't just like get that information. You feel like you're part of the conversation, because we really are. And to me, like that, the people's champ, which is rightfully given the title.
Rightfully so.
Exactly.
God, he's so
Is a
emotional.
big part of it.
You know what?
And I wouldn't be here today.
Cowboys CanFan.
Yeah.
Canadian fan.
Yeah. CanFan.
Like-
Or a Cowboys CanFan?
CanFan.
Or
CanFan?
Fan.
I like to think the CA stands for California. 'cause-
No,
fan.
we're fans of cans. We drink alcohol out of
By the
cans.
way,
We're fans
I
of
just
cans.
went to Canada for the first time this weekend. Beautiful country.
We
I
love having you
it.
there.
Welcome, welcome.
Love having
Yeah,
you there.
I'm already applying for dual citizenship.
Okay, so
from going
that's
to
a good
Tim Hortons.
segue, because there's 2 comments in the chat. Cowboys up
Chris.
true. And then Brother Adrian says, can I get an Oxnard hat signed by Boots?
Yeah.
So one of our
Dude.
hats we could get signed
Oh, are you
by
kidding me?
Well,
Boots.
AJ
Dude.
didn't like his. You know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm just going to go ask for another hat. For Brother Adrian.
Can one of you guys?
You don't like your
Which
hat?
one?
No, you didn't say you didn't. You actually look good in it.
I don't mind. I'm gotta keep it. It's
But yeah,
it's
we'll
an
get brother
Oxnard.
Adrian a boots.
What
side hat
one boots
for sure.
Or
Can I,
what
can
one?
I send
Adrian?
Nathan a bottle of tequila? Can you guys like?
Dude, brother Adrian and Nate Dogg would sit down and finish this.
They would drink that in one
Guaranteed.
go.
Okay.
That's the
Guaranteed.
under.
I need you guys to get a check-in bag. So you guys can-
Guaranteed, brother Adrian and Nate would finish this no problem.
If you guys can like promise me that you guys are gonna check in a bag, I will get you another one of these bad boys, fresh one with a seal, so that they can drink it.
Okay, guys. So
worth
what
it.
else we got going on here? Cowboys related. So we had today's.
Cowboys?
Yeah,
We're over here sucking Boots' dick. So I don't know what we're talking
Oh
about
no!
Cowboys.
I like this.
I didn't have an answer. I think because I asked that fight question, and then we went on a little side quest.
Oh,
Yeah, that was.
I think it's going to be Donald Dubb. I think Donald Dubb is going to come up and hit someone in the middle, and it's going to start a. I don't know that.
Oh, you think fight wise?
I think fight-wise, I think like Donald Dubb's going to rock someone, and it's going to be a big fucking boosh of a hit, and it's going to cause a stir up. I don't know that he's going to be the one scrapping, but I think it's going to cause the two sides to like explode on each other. That's what we're kind of looking for.
Very possible. Very, 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 very possible.
Oh my God, chat is being too funny.
And shoot, there was another thing I wanted to say too, but of course I forgot it. Oh yeah, Tolbert though. We did touch on him and his skill.
He was, if none of us picked him, but he was
Yeah, but
an honorable mention for sure for best player at camp.
absolutely had the best clip. We got the best clip of him today out of all of the footage that we shot. That,
You did a great
that
job with
showed
the
that-
camera, by the way, today.
Well, it was mostly Adam's training, and then I just kind of zoomed in on his screen while
and
he was
not
filming.
every single shot is from Alan.
A few of them were from.
A few of them.
Yeah,
Adam.
actually, AJ did get that Tolbert shot,
did.
and we both have the same angle.
Soft focus?
It's a little. No, the Tolbert one's not soft. But once I tweak him and I show him how to tweak it a little bit, he'll be good.
But the battle between for that third spot looks like he's going to really tie that up nicely, and if he can deliver that in a game, that's even better. But what if he does have
That
this?
the year 3 in the NFL, it's shit or get off the pot, man.
It
And
basically
he's
is,
right
yeah.
now, not before, this is even before CanFan got into, before we were here live in Oxnard. He's been doing it for the last 2
Yep,
weeks.
yep.
Like, he's been one of the standouts in camp prior to today, and he's just building these nice practices, nice practice. Dak Prescott came out and said, I hate to admit that I have something involved in it, but every wide receiver that I work with most this offseason was Jalen Tolbert. So, and you're seeing that. Dak has that comfortability spot with him. CD Lamb's not there. If
Well,
there's
timing's so important, right?
timing's important, man.
And learning how your receiver's going to run, because
It's all timing. 3-step drop, 5-step drop, 7-step drop, 1-step drop.
But also-
you can do that on a football field with just those two all day.
but like, correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Yeah,
I was
But
gonna say we will.
Sometimes a route could be ran either at the 8-yard line or the 12-yard line, depending.
If say it's deeper route, instead of a 3-step drop, it might be a 5-step drop, right?
But I mean, in the moment, you start to, because maybe it's just not there. But if he runs to the 12-yard line and then cuts in instead of the 8-yard line, it's just a better pass, and you start to become more in tune with your receiver
yeah,
the
so,
more that you
so
do it.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So Jason Witten was notorious with this with Tony Romo. They knew what the defense
Yeah.
was doing, so they might call something, but depending on what the defense did in that moment, they knew exactly what to do in that situation. That's kind of what you're meaning.
And then they'd switch it
They'd
up.
switch it up. And
Same
it
route,
wouldn't-
but
it
it's a
wouldn't-
slight difference.
It wouldn't
yeah.
even be them talking.
No,
It would just be
they
them
just both know.
They'd both be saying
Yeah.
they'd be seeing the same thing
Yeah.
live.
And
We're
then-
gonna do it live.
And you just get to know. Sorry, but you get to know your player's mannerisms. Where it's like when he does this twitch, that's when I know that he's going to be cutting. And a lot of showering together.
Yeah, I mean, as a wide receivers coach, I just want to see my players. I want to see my players gel with their quarterback because, like you said, it is all about timing.
Did you
and
say
chemistry.
put gel on their quarterback?
Put gel on their quarterbacks.
Hey, go gel your quarterback's hair. What are you doing?
You have to gel their quarterbacks.
I was thinking shower gel.
I don't use
I
gel.
was thinking lubricant, but okay.
The idea with Dak that 1 year, I mean actually 2 years when we had Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz was Dak's safety blanket.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bingham baller.
Bingham
Big-
baller.
big
Bingham ball him
baller,
9.
yeah.
So
19,
Best Fortnite player on the internet.
Yeah,
blocked
that's what
us?
they player on the internet.
Did you see him get punched?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
so
by
good.
some rookie or something.
But I mean, Are you worried that if Dak has more chemistry with Tolbert right now, and then CD comes in, where CD's not going to get as many?
No, it's a good question. I think we should all answer that. I think it's a good question.
No.
It's a good question.
My perspective is I see more passes being allotted to Tolbert, but not taken away from CD. And so I think the bigger threat there, if that is a threat, because we're all team players and it doesn't matter, but I think it's Cooks that would be losing out on more catches.
Look,
I see I see the trajectory of CD Lamb still. I think this will be his best year.
It hasn't topped out.
I don't think it's topped out.
It hasn't topped out.
CeeDee Lamb is him, and then don't forget, Dak Prescott is still the captain of this team. He is the leader. Even though the extension is not done with CD, those guys have been getting the reps on their own. They've met over the last couple weeks. They're getting their reps in behind cameras. No one's seeing this, but they're staying in tune. They're staying in sync. He's going to come in as that rifle number one, and it's not going to skip a beat.
No, I agree, and I don't know. AJ kind of went with Cooks, getting some targets stolen from him. If anything, I think Tolbert might take some of Fergalicious'.
Oh, true.
No. I think Fergalicious is going to have
you think he's
the
gonna have
second most respect.
And that's the only way. If Jalen Tolbert keeps having this trajectory from camp, I think he's going to take more. You know what I'm saying though? No,
well, I think if anyone's taking away receptions from CD, it's going to be two people. It's going to be Fergalicious, and it's going to be Ezekiel Elliott.
Hey, that's a good call.
Because he's going to be a bigger threat on the short passes than he is as a runner.
That's a good call. And we saw in camp today, Rico Dowdle right now is the number one.
Yes, Rico is your runner, and Dak is your second.
Zeke is probably your passing down guy, where he's going to block, or he might block and then kind of bleed out to the flats. Mm-hmm. But hey, that's a good call. That Ezekiel Elliott being able to catch, like Zeke's catching ability is such catching and blocking. It's such a downplayed thing, and he was awesome at it
He was great today.
He was amazing with it, not only today, but last year with the Patriots. So I expect him to keep doing his thing.
Still a fan favorite. I mean, I think people cheered for Zeke more than...
Everybody wants that story where
Dad,
Zeke comes back.
Daddy!
And Zeke comes back, and the Cowboys go on a pretty big tear, and Zeke has a good season. Who's not going to want that type of story, right?
Well, first of all, I think everyone just wants it for the fact that, it'd be nice to just have two solid running backs. And funny thing is, we had Rico Dowdle last year. He just was very rarely used.
No, he was second fiddle. So.
Second fiddle, but the Cowboys did not like.
There was games Dowdle should have got more carries.
Yes, 100%.
NOP. Mm-hmm.
And we're going to see that this year. I really do hope. And it's interesting because crack him if you got him.
Crack him if you got him.
Zeke is coming in, but he's in a pretty low pressure scenario where if he is going to be kind of de facto RB2, but still have a lot of potential to play, making it fun. He's not maybe going to be relied upon in some scenarios where it just doesn't suit his skill set at this moment. But if he ends up with something like 3.6 yards an average, so not really what we're really hoping for, but he has some big touchdowns.
Yeah, those goal line situations.
Big fourth or third down and short runs where it's only 2 yards, but it's
he's gonna have over 10 touchdowns.
100%.
I just have a feeling.
Rushing,
or I mean combined.
I'll
go combined because 10 rushing touchdowns is a pretty good feat, but I could see him being 9 or 8 touchdowns on the ground and then 3 receiving.
But
11 touchdowns total. Would you not take that for your fringe 1, fringe 2 running back?
Absolutely, and that's where I think his benefit's going to be is getting those scores when we need to score in the red zone. We had a little bit of trouble with last year. Maybe maybe the stats don't back that up, but it did definitely feel like.
Oh, no, they back it up.
Yeah, okay.
The Cowboys had a hard time getting rushing touchdowns in the red zone, 100%.
Yeah. And so that'll be a nice little weapon, even if end up with more passing and Zeke gets more passing touchdowns. But his contribution, I think it's really positive, and the pressure for him is super low. And so that can be a big benefit.
Right. And I know Bandwagon 1 over there is working hard, cooking in the lab, answering the questions for Rolando Rodriguez. That's 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time that we're going to be going live tomorrow in practice, 11:30 a.m.
All my fans know that I use military time, so I don't
is that it? Is that, were you in the military? Did you serve?
No, but Bandwagon Bob was.
Bandwagon Bob was.
Bandwagon Bob was 30 years.
Okay, so
what do you think our boys are so upstanding?
Yeah.
obviously. What was your favorite part of camp today?
Getting recognized for my for the Oxnard video that you and I did.
Aren't you glad you got the stash, huh?
Yeah, you gotta flip the camera on you though.
I did.
You did you? Oh,
Boots, it's delayed. Hey, Boots,
Yeah,
it's
you're right.
fucking delayed.
You're right.
Hey, do you want to come sit right here, Bootsy?
You know, I'm gonna change the topic. You know what was a real treat today?
Hey, where's that fucking
You know what?
shot?
We want another one?
I thought we were gonna.
Oh, we're gonna do shit.
you got
If I may
It's
comment,
in.
the real treat today was not just watching the Cowboys do their thing, but being able to engage with other fans.
Shit,
I
yeah.
mean, we got to meet some goats out there. Landlord from
Yeah.
Alabama.
Oh,
Landlord from Alabama.
Barry Gibson built different group. Shout out to those guys who are out there doing their thing. You know, getting content.
Doing their damn thing.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, one of my favorite parts was actually when we were up there and we heard someone like say, Patrick Milan, Sally Ride. We're out there. That was really cool. I hope to engage with those guys tomorrow as well.
yeah, for sure.
The best part about this today was a feeler out for CanFan. Figure it out, get it down, get a plan going forward. We have tomorrow's practice that we're going to hit up, which this is a good segue. What are you guys looking to see or do tomorrow?
Well, before that, I just had hey, People Champ here. Bandwagon Bob wants to do a correction. 43 years. in the
43
military.
years. I said 30.
Wow.
And then Cowboys Up podcast, aka Cowboys Chris, aka Big Fella, says if you watch the episode Conversations with Chris with the CanFan crew, you would know the military history of the family.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that one.
Well, maybe not if I if I'm getting correct.
Yeah.
If their own sons don't know it.
Chris, you better hope that Ann said the right year because Bandwagon Bob is going to go and flag that.
She's gonna flag that
Which,
video.
by the way,
False information.
Shout out to Cowboy. This
Fake
is what,
news.
shoot him if you boot him.
Shoot him
Cowboy
if you boot
Chris.
Shoot him if you boot him. This is Cowboy Chris
This for Cowboy Chris.
Ugh.
and Bandwagon Bob. Let's
Cheers.
double
And
up.
Bandwagon Baba.
Let's go.
I love the content Cowboy Chris puts out because he's about connecting with other Cowboy Nation.
Yeah.
And it's not just about Cowboys. Like, he gets deep. I see him going there, and he's just like,
Cowboys Chris, I'll tell you this much, Boots. Cowboys Chris is a real one. That guy.
he is. He really is. He
love
starts
that guy.
talking about history.
I love that dude.
You're gonna-
Family.
and you're going to meet him in person when you go to San Francisco.
That's one of my life's goals is to hang out and sign the wall over at Cowboy Chris.
No,
moved.
it's
No,
gone.
there's a new wall. He's got to build a new wall.
yeah.
Build
Because
a
I
new
didn't
wall.
get a chance. When I went, he had moved to when I went to Dallas. He had just moved to California, and so I was a little upset that didn't get a chance to go out there and get some of that famous barbecue that he's famous for.
He
as
is.
well.
He's great at it. Guys, tomorrow, going into our second day, Bot G's third day of camp. What do you want to see build off of today? I think the defense as a whole today won the day.
Yeah.
But that's not when you go ones versus ones, two versus twos, three versus threes. Like if I went the ones versus the ones, I think the offense had a very good game.
Yeah, absolutely. One-on-ones for sure, or like the like you mentioned where it was like kind of two
With-
defenders and two.
Well, no, just like the one offense versus the one defense. I think the offense did very good.
They also ran a couple like where it was no linemen
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
like
the
3 on 3 or
7 on 7.
I think for me, tomorrow I'm going to focus on two guys. It's going to be Tyler Guyan and Cooper Beebe. Tomorrow is the last dress rehearsal before they get to play against other pros from a different team.
Yeah.
So I really want to see what they can do tomorrow because that's going to let me know how I'm going to feel about them going into that scrimmage or that practice against the Rams on Thursday.
This.
What I'm going to be looking for is I'm going to try to figure out how to analyze these linebackers a little bit better because we were right up close for a couple of those drills.
How big are those dudes?
They're all
Is
fucking.
it an apple or a peach?
Yeah, get your story straight.
That's an apple.
That's
To me,
an
that's
apple.
a fucking apple.
Yeah.
That's a fucking apple.
My man on DeMar and Overshown?
Yeah, Overshown
Hey,
is
13,
sculpted.
when the game's on the line, count on 13.
Yep.
My man does not skip leg day.
No.
No, absolutely
Yeah.
not. And Overshown he is much like a sculpture of like Michelangelo or Leonardo da Vinci. I don't know. He's got an
I
armadillo.
got to talk to him last
Yeah.
week. He was kind enough to repost my interview with him last week as well. And speaking of tight ends, it's a great transition. I loved how at the end of practice we saw the entire tight end core.
Yeah.
We got Ferguson, we got Hendershot, we got Luke Schoonmaker,
John Stevens.
John Stevens. Well, every one of them went over to the side. They started doing more catching drills.
So did Cooper Moreno was there.
Cooper
too.
Moreno,
There was another-
Cropper,
Riders.
reps, and then interacting with the fans, signing autographs.
And they just do this. They just like they stand still and they just fake run and then
Hey,
catch like
that's what I
5
make my
balls.
receivers do all the time.
Hold on. I'm
Gotta
gonna
get that motion going.
Can you whip it?
Ready?
Yep. Very nice. Get
Don't
that hand up.
Catch the ball, and then you got to tuck the ball.
Yeah. You're doing.
Tuck
Hey,
that ball.
hey, you're
Boots.
doing laps for me, Boots.
You gotta catch it. And tuck it.
Oh, shit.
I'm on.
Yeah, you gotta tuck it. High and tight. High and tight.
Then I swat it.
Oh, fumble.
So final thoughts,
thoughts?
fellas.
Dude, tomorrow I think we're gonna have a little bit more of a earlier show. So like we'll be streaming a little bit earlier.
Thought we were gonna
Yeah,
say
I
more
think
tequila.
you know
And more
what we
tequila.
do? I think all the footage that we grab, we'll just loop it and then we'll throw it up.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
We'll watch it and we'll do some commentary.
Yeah,
and
that's a
talk.
good
That's a good
idea.
You know what I mean?
We
Yeah,
just
that's smart.
rewatch our footage and
No, that's
talk about
smart,
it. That's
though.
really
That
good.
is
Talk
smart.
about it.
Because literally,
Because when you're live,
Then you guys
watching
get
it-
to see all of the footage that we
Yeah.
record too.
Well, I'll say this
like they're there.
today.
Yeah, it's like
today.
That probably explains the low,
Well, they were-
attendance.
they were-
Everybody's waiting for us to
Yeah,
show
wait
it.
for us to pop it.
That's
But it
our
was
fault.
hard to kind of see, like, live watching it, what exactly was happening. We weren't exactly close. Like, we had great spots, but they were practicing on kind of the opposite
Opposite
side of
end.
the field. So it was tough to call stuff out or really
Yeah.
intake what happened, unless it was a big pass.
You were doing a great job, though.
And Adam's
But you know what I mean? It'd be nice to see it on screen and then kind of
Comment.
analyze it, or just have it playing as we're bullshitting.
And we also will have that 105 mil lens zoomed in, so it's better than our fucking batshit eyes.
He's not gonna no.
What?
The live stream he does on the
Bring that-
phones.
the live stream I'll do on the phone.
Okay,
But,
but that still zooms in.
yeah, but you could be talking and filming.
Yeah.
With you could be filming everything that this scrimmage. You can
Yeah.
use the other camera.
I think
so.
we will. But guess what? We're gonna figure it out. And that's why you guys come here, because you know we bring that hot
bring
DC
hot-
action.
Boots, final thoughts?
You know what? Honestly, it's been such a great day. It's just the start of it. I'm trying to take it all in day by day. It's just an honor to be here today. And like Adam said earlier, the fact that people are recognizing our videos and out there and getting noticed, that's always really fun. But my biggest takeaway is just the social aspect of training camp and
Oh, yeah.
hanging out with these goats that are out here. I think DJ Kai is going to be out here tomorrow as well. And
Great.
that's like, for me, I think that's what I take home with me, is just like the connections that you meet with all these fantastic fans out here and great people to just hang out with.
Sure. So if
Wear it.
yeah, if DJ Kai's showing up tomorrow, then I'm
hope so.
definitely gonna
He
be.
did
sporting
tell me
that.
he was.
I'll
I
double
asked him.
check. I'll double check.
Yeah, maybe reach out to him, but he did say he was coming.
I'll wear it anyway. I'll wear it anyway.
In his honor. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it's nice to get the kind of first day out of the off the books. That way, all the kind of cobwebs are gone. I felt like towards the end we were right in form in terms of like kind of what we're doing. I come in at it a little bit different because I'm always thinking of it from a technical aspect, trying to get the shots or having live stream.
You always come in and you go
Well, I can't
strike
say-
this, strike that, strike. Adam, we can't cut down these trees.
What?
Yeah,
Well,
adds
I
like
can't-
get Tree Lance out of here.
He's like, who hired these
Cut
extras?
this tree,
They
cut
suck.
this tree.
Tree Lance was a bitch.
But I guess what I was saying, like,
tomorrow. He's not going anywhere. Sorry.
well, I was just gonna say sometimes it's hard because
Solid like a oak.
kind of focus on what's going on because I'm just trying to grab as much content as possible.
You're not focused on the players. You're focused on the action. So like.
Better and more of the reason to us then
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, have it
exactly.
loop.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea that Ad had. So Ad's final thought was,
Well, my final thoughts, and being the people's champ, there's a guy in chat. His name's Papa J. He's
Yeah.
a first-time listener. Guys, just wondering what you guys think about Turpin. Do you
We think that we're going to have a lot of like punt returns, touchdowns, kick return touchdowns, and Turpin and even Deuce Vaughn is going to have a lot to do with that.
yep.
Well, I don't like Deuce Vaughn, but I will say I think that Turpin is. Look, he's got the speed. He's beating guys, but the problem with him is he is just not. It might just be that he isn't utilizing his speed fully because he had balls thrown to him, but they were always broken up. He wasn't making those catches. So I think that's the biggest question mark is like, okay, your speed is an asset. But
So
if-
you're looking at it from an offensive point.
yeah.
Mainly.
Look, I already know what he can do on special teams, and I totally agree. Like, I think Turpin's gonna really benefit from the
rule change.
Well, we'll see, but it seems that way, right?
He will. He will.
Um,
if it goes from only 78% returned Or sorry, 20. If it only goes from
yes.
22% kicks returned
To 70.
to even 40.
Yeah. Oh, doubles.
He is double.
He might
double
lead
his
the league
success
in
rate.
return
So-
touchdowns.
But sorry for cutting you off. I just wanted to add
No,
that.
but I think on offense, that's where like he can really help this offense. Of course, if he improves the special teams game, that's great. That's a huge factor. But also, if he can find his time on the field and then be utilized and be able to capitalize on what his skills are, and his skill is his speed, and we just need to see that actually happen. And it doesn't need to happen. It could be, 6 big 40-plus yard throws in the season. Well, I think that's significant enough for me to be like, yeah, like
If he scored, and I'm going to go away from the offense, how many special teams touchdowns would it take for you to not care about what he does on offense? Like just strictly punt
6.
return. Oh, fuck. That would be epic if he did that.
If he did one every other game, I'd be really excited.
I was thinking 3.
I'm saying-
I was thinking 2.
I think the record's
I'm
7.
thinking punt, but I'm thinking punt and kick.
Yeah, I think the record's in a
You
year
know what?
7.
Even if he doesn't
Hey, fair, but
no, even if he doesn't return for touchdowns, if he brings it back to that close to the
Sure.
45, 50 yard line, that's just such
I could take no touchdowns for a like insane 40-yard return average.
That's
Where it's
what I
like,
mean.
even if Dak doesn't get it done, like Brandon Aubrey will come in, he'll kick that 50-yarder.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this is the point I'm trying to make. Devin Hester never did shit on offense ever, but his work he's in the Hall of Fame.
yeah.
Because of what he did on kickoffs and punt returns. If Turpin can just be a successful player and put the Cowboys, even if he on an average gives them 10 to 15 less yards that they have to get on offense every single drive, which is hopefully
absolutely.
what this new kickoff rule is going to help do. I think that's head over.
Okay, my fucking idiot. I'm gonna eat all these chocolates and end it off.
Put the shrooms down. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of course, I would love to see Turpin take the top off defenses on
Well,
offense.
wouldn't it
but
just-
if he can get, I'd say 3 touchdowns and just give a better starting position for the Cowboys, I think that'd be super successful.
For sure.
Shout out to Papa J for a great question.
That
Great
was
question.
a great question, Papa J.
You're absolutely right. I'm not shitting on what he does on special teams. I just really would. I see I see the speed he has and the ability to get open, and he has made some great catches too. I'm not knocking that, but just today specifically, he didn't catch the balls that were thrown to him.
And
And
wow factor, yeah.
it didn't. If he is able to add that to his roster, to his holster,
His repertoire.
that's going to be
You
sick.
got to think that how crowded the wide receiver room is mentally, what it can be doing to some of these guys right now who could be possibly on that
Did you
fringe.
say crappy or grabby? How crappy the
How crowded?
Oh, crowd. I heard crappy or rowdy.
Maybe I said that.
Well, I'm also we're tequila.
Yeah.
With tequila, wear a cup.
No, how crowded it is.
How,
No.
how crowded that room is like the mindset that some of these guys have. Like you could be overthinking it. You could be overthinking every single pass because you're not getting 100 passes at practice. You're maybe getting
5, yeah.
3
in meaningful spots.
And those are going to drop once CD comes back because he will sign tomorrow.
Tomorrow, August.
Tomorrow.
That's right.
And
Okay.
But I would say for Turpin, for my thing, if Turpin could come in and be a very effective special team, this new kickoff rule, it's like, don't you just want to see more fucking football action? Like,
Yes.
I'm so tired of fucking
So
the
boring.
wave off. It's
So boring.
It's ridiculous. So I think the new rule's great if we actually see some more football being played, and if that means that you're going to get guys like Turpin or Deuce Vaughn get some receiving yards there. Bocce's almost empty.
Oh, it really is.
Holy shit.
Is it actually? Okay, I think that was a good send out, guys. We're super excited here. Bocce, love having you here. Today was a good dress rehearsal.
We're going to be live every day. We're doing 2 days. guys.
2 days.
Yes.
Today was a very successful day, and we're just going to be building on that going
Let's
forward.
go.
If you know any Cowboys fans that are going to be at camp tomorrow with friends that aren't Cowboys
Wait,
fans.
now you're confusing everybody. Tell your friends? No.
Hang on.
No, you're
Wind it back.
3rd degree, 4th degree.
Okay, if you know anyone that isn't a Cowboys fan, we got something that you can go ahead and tell them. You can tell them to go fuck themselves! Just like such a hard note.
Hard,
It's
yeah.
just like,
It's all nice. It's
oh
all.
yeah, and visit Oxnard.
Visit Oxnard. Oh yeah,
Yeah, like that's gonna get us come back.
not go visit Oxnard, but fuck with visit Oxnard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're
because,
awesome.
They're awesome.
Yes.
And this is a great place. And
Ad cut it.
now go take your clothes off.